I'm addressing, just to be clear, I'm addressing the two main groups perhaps that this affects. Obviously the public, this is obviously very important to taxpayers and voters, but I guess I want to make a point to mention that I would ask employees to listen to the information that I have, because I believe many of you, I believe I'm comfortable, I'm actually quite content with the facts that the public has received. The voters have received outside of these walls, but I believe that there is still some misinformation, and people have perhaps made up opinions without getting all the facts within these walls, and I would like to address those of you. Why I'm here, my obligations include I need to be, as an elected member, you're accountable to the taxpayers, see that the money is spent well, and to see that the mission, education, and learning is carried out. My obligations are also to employees and students to make sure that the environment here is a good one, a safe one. That is why I'm here. Things you should know. A little background. Terry is refusing to answer questions through email. The reason I'm talking here is that is that there has been no other time. I had mentioned to him last Wednesday evening. That was the first time that I would like, or actually it was Thursday evening, I believe. Thursday evening, to be clear. That I would appreciate an opportunity to reply at this meeting and the next meeting, if needed, the next meeting. He can call it whatever he wants to. He has been avoiding me. He does reply, but in passive ways and unclear ways, leaving the room. So I just need to, that is why I'm here right now. I believe I should be given the opportunity to talk to our new business or something like that, but this is my only time. Also, you need to understand that I'm under, by my very fact of standing here, I'm under threat of litigation. Now, they know that at 10:02 I got an email and then a nice little reminder here from Mark Ferguson, who's theoretically my attorney as well, that he's telling me that I should not be malicious, this serves no legitimate purpose. They're threatening basically a defamation suit against me. Now they know that will go nowhere. Now whether they will actually do that, that's your guess as good as mine. I don't know. I hope I'm not. It would be a waste of my time, my money, your money, the taxpayers' money. But in order for a defamation suit to work, I have to have malicious intent, which I have made clear that my intent in being here is because I need to make sure that this is a good campus environment and that we're accountable to the taxpayers. And all you're going to hear from me is facts. And that's the other thing. It would need to be unfactual. It would need to be a lie. I believe intentionally a lie, not just false, but intentionally false for them to prove defamation. So they know, everybody knows it's not going to go anywhere. But the purpose of this, my opinion, and I believe many, the opinion of many in the public would be that this serves as taxpayer-funded intimidation. And I don't have time for that right now. Many people think that this started a couple months ago. I'm going to jump back a few months prior. I wrote a letter to the editor. I don't know if they're going to limit me to 5 minutes or not here, so I won't read it all. I wrote a letter to the editor saying taxes may rise. They are considering it. That it's not dishonest. Certainly they did not say we are increasing taxes, but I said they will not rule that out. So I wrote a letter to the editor saying that. They replied. Trustees responded to Hodge, December 10th, 2008. They objected to they had a right to reply. It was published by the Star on December 10th, 2008. Four people signed it. John Stewart, Don Weiss, Lynn Mitchelson, and Shirley Brown-VanArsdale. It's public record. When I read that, I said, wait a minute, I don't think they can do that. 4 people agree to content of business, of college business, doesn't that violate KOMA? After a lot of back and forth from Mark, he confirmed through email that it was a technical violation. They violated KOMA. That's a fact. Mark has even admitted that to me. And it was about right over here that he finally told me in person, look, I didn't want to admit that in email. I'm glad now that I have that email. So, I have been accused of doing things for political reasons. This would have been the perfect opportunity to show that Shirley and Lynn, who have been here for a combination of 20 years, have no idea what KOMA says. And that they're willing to have a phone. I don't know if they communicated through email or phone, but that made it clear. I chose an act of goodwill, an act of collegiality. I did not make that public. I chose not to embarrass the board. But they were all aware in December, maybe it was January, whenever Mark eventually replied to everyone saying that yes, a violation of KOMA, he calls it a technical violation, whatever, it's a violation of KOMA took place. That is a fact. More on that letter. I later found out, after talking to Terry about it, they didn't even write the letter. He had a college employee author the letter.
Actually, if I can stop you, Mr.
No, don't.
Well, that's just not factual.
No, this is my time. You had all last month to, you had all last month to attack me. This is my time.
I didn't attack you.
Our time is just about up for tonight. The time is just about up. We've been in over 5 minutes, and then we'll finish, and then we will proceed.
College employee authored the letter. I found that odd. Arguably, it's inappropriate because it's a political nature. Again, I chose not to embarrass them about this. Many facts are known. I will offer a correction. This was an oversight. It was not intentional. I said no names. 2 names were mentioned, but in the form of B. Hodge. And next to the title, you need to understand that as an employee, the public information is already public, so this is irrelevant. And again, I did not appreciate the concern of the KOMA, possible KOMA violation at that time until the next week when I talked to a Star reporter. You need to understand this. This was given out last week. I did not request the material. Now, Terry Calloway probably will tell you, I never said Hodge requested the material. Yes, I would imagine that he has chosen his words very carefully in response to Trustee Hodge. What I wrote, let me see this year's final budget proposal and whether there's a tax increase, and then my rating will change. I said the final budget, unless Terry can go forward in time to July, he would not have satisfied my concern. And so Terry has made many employees, I believe knowingly, be misled thinking I asked for the information. This also needs to be known. My early phone conversations with Calloway, he clearly implied 2 threats to me. I'll see that you will never work here, and I will sue you for slander or defamation. He later apologized for that. And I accepted it at the time in an effort of collegiality.
And our time has passed.
Okay.
We've given you more than 5.
More facts will come out next board meeting, I guess, unless you will offer me the time to share
The
facts.
problem is these aren't all true facts.
No, the problem is they are. That is what is enforced. And I have more facts. The only petition I have is that Lynn and Shirley, your actions I have never, even under Carlson, under Tyree, I have never seen so much disrespect to a trustee, to the media, attacking the media. And I have to ask that if this is how you're willing to attack public people, how are you, what kind of safety will you provide? What kind of assurances will you provide to a safe work environment to employees? And so, while I have little expectation that this will be followed through, I believe that because, also with the budget, the upcoming budget, how much are you spending right now on Mark to protect your reputations? And so I believe the only, action is for us to have new elections.
We're moving on.
I will nominate John Stewart as chair. I will nominate Melanie Rail as vice chair, and I will nominate Don Weiss as the representative to the Research Triangle. You cannot be trusted with $200 million of tax money. Thank you.
Thank you. Do you have any comments for us?
I don't think it's worthy of a response.
Okay. Thank you. Any comments? Okay. We are going to move on.